Kok mati suara nih.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night for all of you. Hi everyone. I am Mawiza, a student of SMKN 1 Ponorogo, and welcome to the International English Training Class, Batch 3 by Vlc-Indonesia. We thank you all for your participation, both from Indonesia and abroad. Here, in the first 30 minutes, I will convey some things related to today's program. All participants are requested to use the Vlc-Indonesia background. As you see, like mine, you can get it from the WhatsApp group and also write down your name, district, and province as you see on my page. For the example, Mawiza _ Ponorogo _ Indonesia or @word_ Germany. Next, let's watch the short profile video of SMA BPI 2 Bandung, short profile video of SMKN 1 Ponorogo, and also the video of today's speaker and host. For the operator, please show the following profile videos.
Oke Google, SMA favorit di Bandung.
Saya merekomendasikan SMA BPI 2 Bandung.
Selamat datang di SMA BPI 2 Bandung, sekolah swasta yang sudah terakreditasi A dan berada di pusat kota Bandung.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baiklah, saya akan memperkenalkan nama saya Dr. Andes Haji Waluya Wahid Utama, Kepala Sekolah SMA BPI 2 Bandung. Keunggulan SMA BPI 2 Bandung baik di dalam bidang akademik maupun non-akademik. Di bidang akademik, SMA BPI 2 Bandung lulusannya banyak diterima di perguruan tinggi negeri maupun di perguruan tinggi swasta ternama. Di bidang non-akademik, SMA BPI 2 Bandung banyak mendapatkan juara tingkat kota, tingkat provinsi, tingkat nasional maupun tingkat internasional. Alhamdulillah di tingkat internasional SMA BPI 2 mendapatkan medali emas di bidang pencaksilat. Di bidang yang lain, keunggulan SMA BPI 2 yaitu di bidang sarana, diantaranya ruangannya dilengkapi dengan CCTV, dengan AC, internet gratis, serta bangkunya satu orang satu bangku dan satu kursi. SMA BPI 2 Bandung dalam pembelajaran BDR ini di masa pandemi COVID-19. SMA BPI 2 Bandung bertatap muka langsung dengan siswanya, yaitu dengan adanya Google Meet dan Zoom Meeting. Kenapa harus memilih SMA BPI 2 Bandung? Karena SMA BPI 2 Bandung ini guru-gurunya sangat menyenangkan. serta lulusannya S1 dan S2. Di SMA BPI 2 Bandung, pembelajarannya sudah menggunakan pendekatan saintifik. Pembelajarannya sudah berbasis revolusi industri 4.0. Di SMA BPI 2 Bandung ada pembelajaran TOEFL, sehingga lulusan SMA BPI 2 Bandung sudah banyak diterima di universitas-universitas luar negeri.
Di era new normal ini, fasilitas yang menunjang protokol kesehatan sudah diterapkan dengan baik. Program pembelajaran luring dan daringnya aktif, kreatif, serta menyenangkan karena sudah berbasiskan IT. Terdapat program Basic English dan tes TOEFL Preparation di setiap tingkatan kelasnya. Di tahun 2020, 52 lulusan SMA BPI 2 diterima di perguruan tinggi negeri. Dan selebihnya diterima di perguruan tinggi swasta terbaik di Indonesia. Pengembangan kreativitas siswa didukung dengan berbagai ekstrakurikuler yang memiliki banyak prestasi, mulai dari tingkat kota, provinsi, nasional, sampai internasional. Biayanya pun terjangkau dan fleksibel. Yuk buruan daftar, kota terbatas. SMA BPI 2 unggulan, student now, leader tomorrow.
Ma, aku mau sekolah di BPI 2.
Kota Reog, Ponorogo. Kabupaten Ponorogo merupakan kabupaten 1000 sejarah. Kabupaten Ponorogo memiliki berbagai macam kesenian dan potensi wisata alam yang asri. Dengan keunggulan yang dimilikinya, pemerintahan Kabupaten Ponorogo mendukung berbagai aspek potensi yang ada, salah satunya aspek pendidikan. Berdikari membangun negeri. Bersama para pemimpi yang berjuang membawa asa terbang tinggi. Disinilah rumah untuk menimba pengetahuan tentang bagaimana harapan harus diraih. Selamat datang di SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo. SMKN 1 Ponorogo merupakan sekolah kejuruan yang berdiri pada tahun 1972 dan berstatus sekolah negeri di bawah naungan Kementerian Pendidikan.
SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo adalah salah satu SMK negeri yang terfavorit yang memiliki visi menjadi lembaga pendidikan dan pelatihan kejuruan berstandar internasional, berwawasan unggul, kompetitif, dan profesional berdasarkan IMTAK. SMK Negeri 1 Ponorogo luar biasa.
Salam, sapa, dan santun atau 4S. Kegiatan rutin setiap pagi sebelum pembelajaran adalah menyanyikan lagu nasional sebagai rasa cinta tanah air. Melaksanakan doa sebelum pelajaran dimulai sebagai bentuk implementasi peningkatan iman dan ketakwaan kepada Allah SWT. Saat ini SMKN 1 Ponorogo memiliki 5 kompetensi keahlian, yaitu akuntansi dan keuangan lembaga, otomatis tata kelola perkantoran, bisnis daring dan pemasaran, rekayasa perangkat sangat lunak. Multimedia. Untuk menciptakan kegiatan belajar mengajar yang nyaman, SMKN 1 Ponorogo menyediakan fasilitas yang memadai. Di antaranya, gedung sekolah yang representatif dengan lokasi yang strategis serta lingkungan yang kondusif untuk kegiatan belajar mengajar. Ruang kelas yang nyaman, semeja Mart, bank mini, laboratorium komputer, perpustakaan, UKS, BTC, lapangan olahraga, hotspots area atau internet, dan masjid yang megah sebagai pusat kegiatan keagamaan seperti sholat berjamaah. Selain aktivitas belajar mengajar, SMKN 1 Ponorogo juga mendukung kreativitas siswanya di bidang non-akademis. Di antaranya, organisasi siswa intrasekolah atau OSIS. Hal ini tentu saja agar siswa memiliki kemampuan untuk bersosialisasi, untuk mengasah dan mengembangkan bakat dan minat setiap siswa. SMKN 1 Ponorogo menyediakan fasilitas sebaik-baiknya kepada siswa untuk memilih kegiatan ekstrakurikuler, baik yang bersifat wajib maupun pilihan.
For the operator of the video, please show the video of today's speaker and host.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Lila Pansari. I'm an English teacher at SMKN 1 Ponorogo. I'm one of international course and international English training class part 3 by Vlc-Indonesia. Don't forget to join us on Desmeber. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, I'm Fanny Ananda from SMKN 1 Ponorogo. I'm so happy and honored to be one of the hosts in International English Training Class Batch 3 by Vlc-Indonesia. To be honest, this is my first time, but I'm so excited and can't wait to see you to learn together in this amazing program. So guys, please be there. See ya!
Okay, that's all the video. Thank you for the operator for showing the video. Okay, before we enter the main event, let's have a chit chat with the participants first.
Udah, kedengeran. Kamera belum hidup. Ya nggak? Hidupin kameranya.
Let's have a chit chat first. Like, please introduce yourself
Okay. My name is Kiki Karina. I'm a teacher from SMKN 1 Majalaya, Kabupaten Bandung, Indonesia.
Okay, thanks for the information. But can I ask some questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. How did you know about VLC Indonesia?
I know this PLC program from my friend in TOEIC program from Kemendikbud.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the information.
Thank you. You're welcome. Any question again? Or
That's all this question. Thank you.
oh yeah. Okay, I see. You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about Riena Sari. Hi. Please open your camera and unmute your microphone. Hi, Miss Riena Sari.
Hi.
Okay. Miss Riena.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you. How's your day?
I'm fine today. I'm in my mother's home now.
Oh, okay.
I watch you from here. Good luck.
Thank you. You too. Okay.
Okay.
Miss Riena,
Hi,
can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Rina Yunita Sari. I'm from SMKN 1 Ponorogo. I'm your teacher.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Miss Riena, can I?
in the classroom.
Miss Riena, can I ask a question, please?
Okay, sure.
What do you feel about joining the VLC Indonesia right now?
Very good. It is cool. What is it? I feel so great watching you and Penny here. It's very cool, amazing. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you
No,
for the
keep up.
opinion.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you
good.
for that.
Go on.
Okay, thank you for the opinion, Miss Riena Sari. Okay, all right. Before we enter the main event, I will first read the biography of the host who guides this program this time. The first one is Miss Yuli Lapansari. Hi, Miss Yuli. Hi. Okay. Miss Yuli Lapansari is an English teacher of SMKN 1 Ponorogo, grantee scholarship at University of South Carolina, USA, and also an English tutor at Kampung Inggris Pare. Okay, the second one is Feni Ananda. Hi, Feni Ananda. Okay, Feni Ananda. She is a third grade student of SMKN 1 Ponorogo, majoring in accounting. She is active in several competitions such as debate, speech, and storytelling. Okay, amazing. So viewers, till the end, and let's invite Miss Yuli Lapansari and Feni Ananda to host the event. Happy listening.
Wow, great. Thank you, Mauiza. Okay, thank you so much, Mauiza. You really such a smart student. I'm proud of you. Okay, everyone, good morning, good day, good afternoon, and good evening for all participants from Indonesia and abroad. How are you today? Welcome back in International English Training Class Batch 3 by VLC Indonesia and supported team. In the first meeting, let's open with our slogan. When I say VLC Indonesia, so all participants must say, one teacher, one book, and one thing can change the world. Okay, we try, right? We try. When I say VLC Indonesia, VLC Indonesia.
One teacher, one book, and one thing can change the world.
One book, one song.
Okay, we repeat once more, yeah? We repeat once more. Okay, VLC Indonesia.
One teacher, one book,
Nothing can change the world.
change the world.
Wow, amazing, very energized. Okay, firstly, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Yuli Lapansari, and as an English teacher from SMKN 1 Ponorogo, and I will conduct this program till the last session. We really appreciate you for attending today's meeting, and let's learn English together. So viewers, this is really a good opportunity to learn about English as well as possible for 1 hour, 30 minutes. And today I'm here with Fanny Ananda as panel host from student of SMKN 1 Ponorogo.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you, Miss Yuli Lapansari. Hi, peeps. I'm Fanny Ananda as a student of Regional High School 1 Ponorogo. Hello, Indonesia, and hello to the participants from other countries. How are you all? I hope that everything goes well today. Here, I am going to tell you that there are 3 sessions in this training. The first is opening remarks. The second is presentation from the speaker, and the last one is question and answer. So, Mrs. Yuli, what should we do the next?
Okay, thank you so much, Fanny. So before that, we will read some rules first. Okay, pay attention. First, please mute the microphone except the host let you speak. Yeah, don't forget to please mute the microphone except the host let you speak. And the second, please keep the camera on. And the third, your nickname _ town _ Indonesia and nickname _ country when you are from abroad. For example, Fanny _ Ponorogo. Hello everyone. Hello. Please unmute the microphone first.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, don't rename your nickname _ town _ Indonesia and nickname _ country. For example, Fanny _ Ponorogo _ Indonesia or Mauiza _ Jerman. Okay, the next. What the next, Fanny?
Okay, and then number 4, you can ask a question in the chat room or click the raise hand, and you may ask directly in Q&A session. And last but not least, there is attendance list at the last 10 minutes before we finish this program. And make sure that don't forget to screenshot it by yourself for joining this program as proof that you have participated in VLC Indonesia.
Okay, wow, great. We recommend you to use the background prepare. You can get it from WhatsApp group like mine. Yeah, you can use the virtual background that prepared by VLC Indonesia. You can get it from WhatsApp group. Okay, that's right. But hold on. Let's invite Miss Yovita Alfiana. Yeah, Miss Yovita Alfiana. Hello.
Hello, Miss.
Hello. Yeah. Yovita Alfiana is the creator of Indonesian Doctor Student Association jingle from East Java, Indonesia for opening remark. So Miss Yovita Alfiana, time is yours.
Thank you, Miss Yuli. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Salam Namo Buddhaya. I'm Yuli Alfiana as the creator of Indonesian Medical Student Association jingle and as a medical student from UNISMA. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and I would like to give a warm welcome. I hope they always bless us with joy and hope. First of all, I would like to thank today's speakers, to Dr. Zarina Akbar. It's just a great honor to have you here today, Doctor. And today's master ceremony, Miss Yuli Lapansari and Fanny Ananda. And last but not least, the founder of Vlc-Indonesia, Mr. Bako. And hopefully that today's seminar will be benefit for all. And thank you for your attention. I'm Yovita, to the MC time, and place is yours.
Okay, give applause. Yeah, really such a thank you, Miss Yovita Alfiana, for your splendid speech. Really inspired us. Okay, and the next, let's enter our main session. welcome to Coach Zarina Akbar. Hello, Coach.
Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so everyone, Coach Zarina has been joining us right now. But before we enter in our main session, I will read first about the speaker's biography. Her name is Dr. Zarina Akbar, MPSI psychologist. She is the lecturer and researcher in the Department of Psychology, University Negeri Jakarta, Indonesia. The working experience until 2007 and until 2008, she is psychology in Primary Health Center in Yogyakarta Province, Indonesia. And until 2008, until now, she is the lecturer in the Department of Psychology, Faculty of Psychology, Jakarta State University, Indonesia. Hello, Coach Zarina.
Hello, Penny. Nice to meet you, Penny.
Nice to see you, Coach.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see you right now.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Dear viewers, when we learn English language, we can avoid for aspects of English such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They can be successfully achieved whenever students were critical. Since critical thinking is also the ability allowing the student to express everything freely, unfortunately, utilizing critical thinking is not as simple as sin. There should be a regular and consistent process done to encourage the student to be critical. And now we will learn together about critical thinking in English language teaching with our amazing speaker, with our amazing expert, with our amazing coach, with Coach Zarina Akbar. Hello, Coach Zarina Akbar. How is it going up?
Hello, Miss Yuli. Very nice to see you. Thank you very much for the introduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Zarina, how do you feel to join in this amazing program by Vlc-Indonesia?
It's really an honor for me to share with all of you in here. And thank you very much for Mr. Ko as a founder of VLC. Thank you very much, sir. This is really a great opportunity to meet you by online. And yeah, maybe we can share. Yeah, we share about the topics that give to me about the critical thinking in teaching English. So maybe can we start right now or? Yeah.
Okay, so Coach, are you ready now for presentation?
Okay, yeah. So maybe I'm going to present for around 15 until 20 minutes. Then after that, maybe we can continue with the discussion, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 1 hour for your presentation and time is yours, Coach Zarina.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bapak, Ibu.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Great.
Excellent.
Good,
I'm
excellent. Okay, hope all fine. So maybe for the ice breaking, we can put the positive names, yeah, our positive energy. So we can put like the name in front of our name in the Zoom, for example, like I can change my name until, so wait, I'm going to, we can put like to put some positive name, for example, like great or super. So we can rename, like for example, like super Zarina Akbar. So maybe we can try, everyone, please. Put the positive name in front of your name in the Zoom application, because in psychology, in my field in psychology, when we put like the positive energy, we can transfer with all with those people with the positive energy. So we put like the great energy, yeah, positive energetic energy for all of you in this great afternoon. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay everyone, I'm going to share my presentations about critical thinking, yeah, about the critical thinking. Yeah, is it already seen? It's already
Yeah, we can see
displayed.
that.
Okay, okay. In English language teaching, yeah, for the title. Okay, so what do you think, guys, comes up in your mind about the critical thinking? Anyone, please? Please share. Mr. Bako, this is not lecturer, right? So this is not lecturer, right?
To think about everything out of the box.
Okay,
Maybe this one.
so think out of the box, yeah, Miss Yuli. Okay, okay, very great answer. Thank you very much, Miss. Starting. Anyone, please? The other ideas about critical thinking?
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Critical thinking in English language is analyzing text or things that people say in a more deep manner than understanding it in its surface level. So let's say when he says A, he actually means B,
Yeah.
etc. like that.
Okay, great. So it's like deep analyzing further, yeah. Deep analyzing further about the text, about the sentence, about the words, for something like that. In English lesson, for example. Very good. Thank you. Any ideas? The other ideas, maybe? Critical thinking. What is critical thinking, yeah? What's such a like a food of critical thinking?
Maybe if you say to speak directly, you can write down on the chat room.
Yeah, please.
You can write on the chat room, right?
Yeah, okay.
Hello, participant.
Yeah, feel free to share your ideas in the chat box. So one point of the critical thinking is not about the right or wrong, right? So it's not about the right. Okay, you will get a score 100, and wrong you get the 0 score. No, critical thinking is about, like Miss Yuli said, that it's like thinking out of the box. We try to analyze further. We deep analysis further about the one topics or one sentence or one context in, for example, like in teaching English. Okay, so going to the next slide. So this is our topics. This is my name. Really nice to see you all. Okay, so for example, like find the reasons why is not to drink coffee. Why we not to drink coffee? Please find the reasons why we not to drink coffee. For example, we will get many answer from the, for example, like you try to Googling, you will find many answer about it. For example, the result, there are 4 reasons. First, decreased anxiety, healthier teeth, weight loss, and healthier heart, for example. So there are 4 answers. But then the reason why. So critical thinking is not only about the answer, but the reasons, the argumentation about the answer. That's the most important things in critical thinking. So when you say that, like, okay, the reasons why not to drink coffee, for example, like the healthier heart, why? Give me your reasons, give me the argumentation, or give me the evidence. Then there are so many reasons from the journal, for example. We can try to find out like the or from the article, like critical review of dietary caffeine and blood pressure should be taken more seriously, so it will give impact on, into your your healthy condition, or maybe from journal, from the article, from the newspaper, and so on and so on. We will get like information about it. So we assume that okay, it's not because it's for the health reasons. So for example, the first question. We are going to the second questions. And the reasons why it's supposed to drink coffee. Anyone like drink coffee early in the early morning every day? So why drink coffee? Why not drink tea or drink water, for example? We find also the result. There are four. The answer we from the result, and again, the healthier heart again find or appear as the answer. Why? We can find it from the many articles, from the journals to support argumentation. So we can see from those examples, from those questions, the different questions, but the same answer, right? And the different argumentation also. We have a different argumentation. So those are random unsupported and online claims. But the point in here, I want to show you that how we try to reconcile these contradictory claims from different questions, but it seems like the same answer. So we are not trying to accept it directly, but we're trying to thinking critically. Is it right? Or maybe in right now in the commonly situations or in nowadays there are so many hoax, right? So many hoax or false assumptions, false news. For example, like gossiping. We love gossiping, right? Rumors, hoax. Is that right? Is that true? We needed to thinking critically about those kinds of news or those kinds of rumors, gossiping, or hoax, or false assumption, false news. So this is the opening situation to enter the next discussion about what is thinking actually. So what is critical thinking? Critical thinking refers to ability to analyze the information objectively. Objectively, this is the words that maybe we can try to highlight. Objectively, not subjectively, and make a reasoned judgment based on your analysis. That's critical thinking. The other definitions about the critical thinking is the ability to think in organized and rational manner in order to understand connection between ideas and facts. Is it ideas? Is it assumption? Or is it fact? It's different, right? Because it's different. So we can try to find out what the difference among them. Critical thinking also means making reasoned judgment that are logical and well thought out. It's a way of thinking in which you don't simply accept, so we not simply accept those kinds of informations, those kinds of hoax, false assumption, and so on and so on, every day in our life, 24 hours in our life, not accept it directly, yeah. But we try to filter out. We try to make like more. We filter out with the logical and well thought out. So we try in here to make like argumentations and conclusion. Is that true? Oh, really? How can you get assumption like that? How can you give me the answer such like that? Yeah, based on the evidence involved to support a particular argument or conclusion. So we try to sum up from those kinds of definitions or explanation about the critical thinking. Critical thinking includes some points. The first is discerning wrong info and unreliable source. Yeah, how to differentiate about this is like what kind of hoax, or this is true, this is the subjective assumption, or this is the fact, this is a reliable or unreliable source. Connecting various facts, remaining rational. We try to connecting so many information, so many facts in our life. Yeah, it is fact or myth, fakta atau mitos, fact or myth. Finding if that is wrong or true with the reasoning. Why? Give me the reason why. Many people can give many argumentation, but when we ask about the why, not so many answer they will give to us, right? So critical thinking, the most important things in here is about the argumentations. Critical thinking requires us to apply the diverse intellectual tools to diverse information. So there are so many processing in critical thinking. The first is conceptualizing, conceptual, analyze, we try to synthesize, and evaluate. So in the end, we will give like the answer or our opinion about it, about those kinds of statement, for example. So many informations, yeah, from many sources. The first step is observations. So when we get many informations, the first step is try to observe first. The second is experience. Experience, it means that experience from ourselves or maybe experience from others. The third is reflections. We try to reflect. Okay, reflections and also reasoning. Please ask why, what, when, reasoning in here, and try to communicate. Try to communicate in here. So in here, in the end, it's those kinds of processing will influence our belief or our action in the end. Yeah. So critical thinking is again include many process, many steps, from conceptualizing the information. We try to analyze further. We synthesize from many informations, from many evidence. Then we try to evaluate. We evaluating those kinds of informations. Yeah. So when we got many informations from many sources, we try first our observe, our try to experience, reflect, give our reasoning, and try to communicate. So in the end, it influence or give impact our belief and actions. Again, what is critical thinking? Critical thinking in here, we deliberately employ any of our intellectual tools. Yeah? So I strongly agree what Ms. Lee told, like about what is critical thinking. Critical thinking is something like process out of the box, deliberately what kinds of processing in our minds automatically. So is that true? Oh really? And so on and so on. We try to figure out the reasoning behind it. So we deliberately put our intellectual tools, our intellectual processing to evaluate more about those kinds of informations. Good critical thinkers can draw reasonable conclusions from a set of information and discriminate between useful or less useful. Like nowadays, for example, like every day we are watching a televisions now, for example, or we watch a television. So many information, so many news. For example, entertainment news. We love it, right? Entertainment news. Is it useful or less useful? Those kinds of informations from entertainment. For example, like we heard about the artists, the famous artists, uh, they about they have problems in their marriage, for example. Is it useful for us or less useful? We can try to find out, or we can try to make like we can try to put our decisions. Is it useful or not useful to watch this kind of informations? So with the critical thinking, we deliberately our minds, our brains about those kinds of or informations. Critical thinkings in here refuse to accept subject matters. Yeah. Why? Because critical thinkings is relate with the objectively process, objectively, not subject matters. So they aware of their own cognitive bias, which allow them to approach objective conclusions. So with the critical thinking, we try to figure out the objective conclusion in the end. This is not related to subjective matter, our subjective decision, like or dislike. It's not about like or dislike. Critical thinking is not about like or dislike. It is not about like love or hate. No, it is something about the objectively condition, objectively conclusions. So again, why critical thinking is important? The first, because it helps you decide what to believe in. Do you believe it? Do you believe it that he or she is guilty, for example? Do you believe it? Is that true? Really? Is it hoax or that is a fact? The second, it helps you make more informed decisions in your everyday life. For example, like we watch like politic information. Is it useful for us or not, or less useful for us? We can try to make decisions about those kinds of things in our everyday life. Because most of our everyday thinking is uncritical, right? We just accept it. Okay, someone told you, okay, you know what? He or she, they have a problems, domestic problems. Oh, really? And we just accept it directly. And it becomes a rumors, gossiping. You know what? Blah, 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 blah. every day we implement it in our daily life, right? So because most of our everyday thinking is uncritical, we put our big energy in our uncritical every day. So because maybe it's not we are not going we are not get used to make a critical thinking in our everyday life. If you think about it, this is makes sense. If we have to think deliberately about every single action, such as breathing, for instance, we wouldn't have any cognitive energy left for the important stuff. It's good that much our thinking is automatic. When we talk about thinking procession is just automatically in every seconds. We can, what kind of, what are you thinking about? Something like just directly or automatically thought comes in your mind. Yeah. So without critical thinking, it's easy for people to manipulate us and for all sorts of catastrophes of results. So without critical thinking, it's easier for other people to manipulate us. Yeah, to manipulate us to their own considerations, for example. So again, critical thinking is very important things in our life. Strong critical thinking abilities are especially important is both secondary and higher education environment with the critical reading or thinking skill that we learn in our school. Yeah, from high school, from the college, we learned about the critical thinking. So critical thinking is very important in our professional life. In our professional life, employers value workers who tackle problems logically and feel situations from different perspective, yeah, with the best solution. So again, critical thinking, the points are, or we can put the highlights in here, that critical thinking is a priceless skill. It's a priceless skill, not only when studying, but also during our everyday life activities. So it's not only for students, but also for the professional workers, for the for the wife, for the husband, for the mother, for the father, for all people during in everyday life activities. We need critical thinking in our daily life. Yeah, so that's one of the important points of the critical thinking. So maybe it's a critical thinking as introductions in the beginning, and next we are going to continue to the critical thinking in specifically in English language teaching. Yeah. Okay, so what is critical thinking? We know as a teacher, especially in English teacher, we know about the Bloom's taxonomy, right? We know about the Bloom taxonomy. So from the remember, the basic step of in Bloom taxonomy is remember. So just students, they are trying to find out to remember. Please remember about those kinds of vocabulary. We remember about the vocabulary, right? The first step. The second step about understanding. We try to understand what meaning of that words or sentence. We try to apply it the next step. Then after applied, we try to analyze, evaluate, and create. We produce. For example, like produce sentence, we produce the new conversations, for example. So many steps in Bloom's taxonomy in teaching a material as a teacher. Yeah. So most commonly teacher, we use it to refer what we know as the higher order thinking. So maybe Bapak Ibu Guru in here, as a teacher, English teacher, is very commonly with the HOTS, yeah? With HOTS, high order thinking skills. High order thinking skill require us to think in deeper, more complex, for example, yeah? So again, from the Bloom taxonomy, we are trying to put our students, not only they have a remembering ability in here, but also we have to making sure our students, they understand what the meanings, what that means from the words, for example. So not only remember, but they supposed to know what kinds of the words, how to apply it in meta words, sentence, for example, like that. Analyze it further, evaluate until create. And again, why is critical thinking important in here as an English teacher? Because our students need to be able to think critically, to make rational decisions. Yeah. It also helps students to eliminate, the data from the weakness source or the weakness informations. We try to put our student, or we will give the reliable informations for our students, so they can try to evaluate, they can try to analyze further about it. Helping our students to develop their critical thinking skills is not only inoculate them against embracing flawed ideas, but the skill also the most in demands by employers, and this looks set to continue to be so well into the future. Yeah. So we help our students with the critical thinking, also to process the information, not only from for now conditions, but also for the future. Yeah. So it's also related with the future conditions. Try to help our students to adapt with so many changes especially in nowadays conditions. So again, critical thinking is very important for our students. There are so many hints in here. I put the highlight of the words. The first, why critical thinking important? The first is
I'm sorry for participant. I hope that you unmute your microphone, please. Hello, participant. Please unmute your microphone. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, fine. That's fine.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah. Okay. So why critical thinking is important? The first is it helps students to observe an object from different points of view. So when your students in your class, they have many argumentations, many opinions from different points of view. That's it means that that's a good condition. That's a great conditions. So that's okay. Never mind if your student have so many answers about your questions. So please not make only for one answer for one questions. Yeah, it's supposed that we will give like many stimulation for our students to deliberately their minds to give many answers from different point of view. That's the first, and why critical thinking is very important. The second one is critical thinking has an impact of students' interpersonal skill. For English teachers, we can try to figure out, or we can try to find out that our students with their from our student, when they have many ideas, many argumentation, it will give impact also with their interpersonal skill. It's easier for them to become more flexible, get many friends, and so on and so on. Yeah, so it's related also with the interpersonal skills. The next one, the next critical thinking is develop their creative side. Students with many ideas, with critical thinking, with the critical ideas, it relate or impact also. Usually they are the typical of creative students. Usually they are creative students also, because it relates between critical thinking, critical thinkers, critical ideas, and creative ideas, creative thinkers. So it will develop their creative sides. Yeah. See from this short mind map, critical thinking is required the student to engage in objective analysis of topics, demands a systematic approach to evaluating new informations, encourage students to question and reflect on our own knowledge. Again, evaluate the available information in order to form a judgment, and the last, how we arrive at the opinions we have and make decisions we make. Yeah, we can see in here the critical thinking. The first step is identifying. Yeah, from the first step, identifying, analyzing, reflecting, evaluating, and reasoning. Yeah, so these attributes outline capture the essence what student and teacher should aspiration in the classroom. So first, please make students to identify the questions, identify the sentence, for example. Then the second, try to analyze it further, reflect it, evaluate, and ask students to give the reasoning about the question or about the sentence the teacher already given to the students at the beginning. Now, the next about the critical thinking, please try to give the stimulant for our students with those kinds of questions. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Ask the student, for example, what's happening. Give the information, example from newspaper, online newspaper, or from the stations, or from the social media. Any viral news, right? Nowadays in Indonesia, there are so many viral information. Just give to our lovely students and ask them what happened. Ask them to read about the viral information or viral news, berita-berita yang viral, then after that ask them what happening. What happening? Why is it important? What don't I see? What do you see? Ask them. How do I know? How do you know about it? Who is saying like that? Who is saying? What else? What if? And so many questions, and so on, and so on, and so on. Ask them so many questions that can give like stimulating the critical thinking ways in our students. Ask them who benefit from this news, who make decision about this, right and wrong. What are the strengths of the news? Where would we see in the real world? When is it acceptable? Why is it important? How is it is similar to how we know about the truth about this information, and so on and so on. So many questions. Just give so many questions as the stimulating critical thinking to our students. Yeah, those kinds of things, it will stimulate the critical thinking in our lovely students. So maybe for the last, I will give some points about the consideration for teachers, like some tips. I think this is the last slide, right? Oh no, we have so many. Okay, next, sorry. How students can apply critical thinking. First, identify the questions. What would you like to know? Do research on it. Ask the student to doing research. Please elaborate or explore further about those kind of information. Do research about it. Doing research about it. Apply the informations. Analyze it. Draw conclusions. Make decisions. And take action. Take action and decision applicable to the initial questions. Yeah, this is kind of a applied step to apply critical thinking in our lovely students. So please ask about how do you know about it, where did you see about that, and so on and so on. So we have some consideration for teacher. This is, I think, the tips for the teacher. The first is start early from the early childhood. It's important we can try to stimulate our critical thinking in our students. Yeah. Second, do not answer the questions right away. When you ask something to your students, please do not answer the question right now. What do you think about it? Ask them again. What do you think about it? Please give your opinions. So the students not accept or not accept the answer directly, but they will thinking about the question first. Oh yeah, what's that? What is critical thinking? What's such like a foot of the critical thinking, for example. So do not answer the question right away. Please give your time for your students to think about the answer. And when they give the answer, please do not say, no, it's wrong. Right? You get a 0 score. Tada, no, false, try again. Yeah. No. Just accept what kind of answer from your students. So again, this is not about the right or wrong, right? So from the wrong answer, we can see the way they produce the answer. How can you answer like that? We can try to figure out We can elaborate again the answer from the student, even though we know the answer is wrong. Okay, so why you select that? Okay, from what source or what information or prior knowledge we can know about the prior knowledge of our students from their answer or something like that. The third is ask and encourage open-ended questions. Please, for lovely teachers, do not ask to your students with the close-ended question, yes or no, right or wrong. Please give and encourage your student with the open-ended question. So you will get various answers. You will get many answers. That's fine. That's good. With so many various answers, you will know it will reflect their critical thinking. That's the third tips for lovely teachers. Again, please help students develop their own ideas. No hints, no directions. Just give the students the main point, only the main point. I usually use this for my students in college. So when I ask them to write down about the article or write down the journal, reflections journal from one material or from one topics, I just put like the main point, like 3 or 4 main points. That's it. But how the way it's look like so many things, like so many questions. Ma'am, how about the font? How about the font? Is it Times New Roman or Arial? Okay, it's up to you. Okay, ma'am, how many pages? See, the questions from the students, we can see that it reflects their critical thinking. It's just a few of students ask the essentials relate about the projects. And so many students, they more focus like in the simple things, questions. And I just said it's up to you. About fonts, about the pages, it's not important things, right? Like the cover. They asked me about how about the formula of the cover. Is it we put our name, we put the logo and so on and so on. It's a simple thing, right? In Bahasa, we call it receh questions, right? But so many questions about it. A few students only ask about the essential about the project or about the questions that I already given to them. So maybe for love teacher, you can see in your class, help our students please to develop their own ideas. We just put the hints, just a few hints, not so many hints, so they can elaborate their own ideas. So they can put like they can elaborate so many ideas in their critical thinking. It will implement to answer the initial question that already given from all of you teachers. Again, the next tips is encourage students to think in new ways. This is, we call it like out of the box, yeah, Miss Yulia. The think in new ways, like somehow I'm asking my student, somehow I ask my students, and they answer like, usually, Bu, usually, the answer is like something like this, yeah, usually, typically, and so on and so on. Okay, how about not usually or not typically, right? So to give, we give like, or we stimulate the capacity think our students from the different point, so they can encourage many ideas. They will naturally become better thinkers, yeah, better thinkers and more creative. Not as usual, not as usually or typically, yeah. Or in bahasa we use like biasanya sih Bu, ini jawabannya biasanya, kayaknya sih ini, not usually or typically. Please try to encourage our students to think in new ways. We will get and we will surprise. Lovely teacher, we will surprise them. You will surprise about the answer. Somehow I put like this tips in our class. And I already surprised that, wow, my students gave like more creative ideas. For example, like projects, how to give like social awareness in our society about mental health, for example. And I asked them to make it in project with in social media project. They put many like video and so on and so on, and I'm surprised, wow, they are so creative because they try to think out of the box. They try to think in new ways. Again, encourage understanding and respect. Is not only about the right or wrong, true or false, but we try to empathy. At least they already tried, right? They already tried to give their best ideas to put their product, or they put their ideas. So please try to encourage understanding and respect to our lovely students. And again, it's not just about science and fact, because when we talk about the critical thinking not only makes students in the intellectual ways only, but also it emphasizes about our empathy. Empathy help them to aware about their own knowledge, their own strength, something like that. So also relate we also relate about the applications, our skills, not only to discuss only issue from one context, but also from many other subjects. For example, like math, history, and so on and so on. So we try to put our empathy, our moral issue, moral knowledge in those kinds of the activities in our class. So I think that's it about my presentation. So hopefully we are trying to become a teacher with to implement the critical thinking in our classroom for our lovely students. Maybe that's all. Thank you very much for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you so much for delivering such an excellent lesson. Let's give applause special to our speaker, Zarina Akbar. Okay, the next, Penny.
Okay, so everyone, time is Q&A session. We have 30 minutes for asking questions to Coach Zarina. But before that, I'll remind you once again that on the last 10 minutes, we will do attendance list. So make sure you're still with us till the end.
Okay, I think for the participant who wanna ask question, just raise your hand. Yeah, just raise your hand, or you can type on the chat room. Okay, everybody. Okay, everyone. Siapa? Mana?
Oh, okay, there is someone who raised his hand. Mr. Rawo. Hello, Mr. Rawo.
Hello.
Hello, can you introduce yourself?
All right. My name is Rawu. I am a chemistry teacher. I take this good opportunity to improve my English and how to teach my student well.
Okay, Mr. Rawo, time is yours. You can ask Zarina right now.
First of all, thank you, Mrs. Zarina, for your presentation. It's very clear. Is there any relation between critical thinking and critical question? Because a critical question can show that there is a signal for critical thinking. Is that right? Thank you very much.
Okay, can I answer directly, Miss Yuli or Penny?
Yes, yes. You can
okay.
ask very directly.
Okay, yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Rawu. Nice to see you.
To see you.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a great questions about the that's so true, Mr. Rao. The critical questions is uh relate to the critical thinking. So because when we ask something like critical questions, it also reflect the critical thinking process, ya Pak. Critical thinking processing in our brain procession or our intellectual processing. So from the answer directly to the students, or please not give to the ask the open and the closed-ended questions, yes or no, true or false. It's so simple, right, Pak? But please try to encourage our students with the open-ended questions, with the critical questions. Like, it's easy for our students right now, Pak, to find the answer from Google, right? From Google. It's so easy for our student to find the answer with the googling the answer in the Google. They ask to the Google. It's easy for them to get the answer. But with the critical questions, it's not easy for them to put the answer. So they try to analyze it further. They try to give like many consideration or many argumentation to answer about those kinds of questions. So yeah, again, that's very right, Mr. Raul, that critical question relate to the critical thinking. So please give the critical questions to our lovely students, so it will stimulate again the critical thinking processing in our students. Thank you very much, Mr. Raul.
My pleasure, Mr. Rina.
Thank you, Mr. Rao, for the excellent question. You can turn off the right hand right now. So, Mrs. Yuli, let's move to the other question.
Okay, who wanna ask the question? Just raise your hand, or maybe we can look at on the chat room. Yeah, this is question for Marvelous Dian from Ponorogo. Give applause. Yeah, the question is it okay if our student or participant have knowledge more than us? How to cope something like this when they student pursue some satisfying answer about open-ended question? How if they become more confused? Okay, Coach Zarina, you can answer the question.
Okay, thank you very much for the great question from the marvelous Dian, ya, Ibu Dian. Hello. Thank you very much for the questions.
Hello, Miss.
Hello. Hello, Miss Dian.
Sorry, I turned off the video because the internet connection is slow here.
Yeah. Never mind, Miss Dian.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to answer, Miss Dian. The first question, is it okay if our student or participant have knowledge more than us? That's fine. That's really, really fine. Because Bapak Ibu, our lovely teachers nowadays, the concept of the term is not about the teaching. We are a teacher. But the concept now is learning and teaching together. Yeah. So we as a teacher, it's not relate about the we supposed to have a knowledge more than our students, but that's fine if we discuss further, if we discussing with our students. So they if they have knowledge more than us, that's fine. It will give an opportunity for us. It will give a great opportunity for us to discuss further with them. So never mind, Miss Dian. Please don't be afraid. Okay, I don't know about this kind of information. Oh, maybe I'm afraid that I look like not ready for teaching and so on and so on. No, never mind. So just please give like if we don't know about the answer from one question, for example. So we can try to be honest to our student. Okay, then I'm trying to figure out the answer. So maybe you can try also to figure out the answer together. So maybe next week we can try to discuss together about the kind of question, something like that. So never mind. So it will give a great opportunity for teacher and students to discuss, to learn, to sharing further about those materials. Yeah, Miss Dian. So that's the first answer. Then the next question is how to cope something like this when they students pursue some satisfying answer. Pursue some satisfying answer.
Like this, Miss. Some students need answer not critical thinking is like a gray zone like that.
Yeah.
Some students pursue something white and black. Is this yes or no? Something like that. Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Dian. Because again, usually, yeah, we are product from we are product. All of us mostly we are a product from the system, from the previous system, with make us like only yes, we just know only like black like black and white, Miss Dian, yes or no, true or wrong. But critical thinking, it open the space in between. They are the answer between yes or no. Again, critical thinking is not about the answer, but critical thinking make the emphasize more further about the processing, how to get the answer. So when they want to get a satisfying answer, students supposed try to figure out or supposed to implement some process to get the satisfying answer. Like I shared from the slide before, like they try to analyze further, try to reflect again, try to until they try to consider about the answer. So satisfying answer or yes or no answer or whatever the answer they will give in the end is such like a journey, Miss Dian. It's such like a journey. So it's not about the answer. It's not the important things. It's not about the answer, but the way, the process to figure out or to find out the answer. So critical thinking is highlight the processing from processing to get the answer from the initial question, something like that. So when the students want to get the satisfying answer, okay, do you want to know about the answer, class? Do you want to know about the answer, students? Okay, so we are going some process to find out the answer. So please try to analyze about it. Please analyze about the initial, about the news, the viral news, for example, or the viral article. Please analyze about this article. What do you think about the article? So there are some process to find the satisfying answer in the end. Something like that, Miss Dian. And the last answer, the last answer is about open-ended question. How if they become more confused? Our students become more confused again because we are not get used to with Miss Dian. We are not get used to with the open-ended questions. Mostly it's commonly for us to get like closed-ended question, yes or no, or the short answer, the short answer. And it's supposed to, or it have to write, because if you put the other answer, it's wrong, totally wrong, even though the meanings is still same, because we already get used to with those kinds of system. But with the critical thinking again, it will stimulate the critical thinking with the open-ended questions. When they get confused, I usually ask or say to my students, Miss Dian, in class, when I ask something like open-ended question and they just put some expression, facial expression, something like confused. What does it mean? And I asked, and I said to my students, are you confused about the answer, class? And they said, yeah, okay, that's good. It means that your brain is still functioning. So never mind. Never mind. So when they get,
the success teacher is make the students confused.
yeah, that's right. So that's fine if they will get confused. Never mind. That's good. So it means that they are still functioning the process in their brain. Their brain is still functioning. So never mind, Miss Dian. So please, teacher, do not give the directly answer. That's the key point. Please not give the directly answer. Just give text. It will take time for them to analyze and then try to find out the answer. That's the process of the critical thinking will be working. Maybe hopefully it will give the answer from those questions, Miss Dian.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
So
my
questions
pleasure.
for me. Yes, thank you.
Miss Dian. Bye. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your explaining. Really make we open-minded also become as a teacher, right? Okay, the next I think there is people participant raise your hand. Okay, Fanny, who's the next?
Okay, there is Mrs. Afia from Indonesia. Hello, Mrs. Afia.
Hello.
Hello, how's your day going? How's your day going?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Hey, Ma'am Zarina.
Hello, Afia. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm sorry because I cannot open my cam.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm really happy to join in your class, and I'm really interested to your material. And I'm really interested to your sentence, ma'am. You said before, critical thinking is how to get the answer, and you explain critical thinking is very important in our life. But I want to explain in the real life. Generally, in general, not easy to get real information. It's like political news.
Yeah.
And ma'am explained before, if you wanna get real information, you can search on Google, on journal or article, and anything. But not easy to get real information. Real or not? So that's why my question: how to be a critical thinking person, or how to be objective person? That's it, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Afia, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. It's super questions about it's really relate about in our everyday life that I told before, like from what points that I already shared before, that critical thinking is not only for our students, but critical thinking is like the skills, right? Like critical thinking is skills, yet implement in our everyday life. In our everyday life, not only in school settings, but in our every life, in our every activities in our life. So what supposed we do? Because like Miss Afia said, that it's not so easy to get like the objective news, right? It's not so easy to get the fact of the news, something like that. It's not so easy to get like the reliable source, yeah, Miss Afia, yeah, reliable source
or reliable news, something like that. Because again, when we search like so many news, so many articles, it depends so many considerations among those news. So we suppose again to filter, to figure out again what kinds of information that we suppose uh, to support our argumentations. My point in here, Miss Afia, relate to the critical thinking skills. Yeah, what kinds of critical thinking skills that it will that suppose we implement in our everyday life. There are some many critical thinking skills that we supposed to implement. The first is observations. Like I shared before, when we got the informations from from the televisions, yeah, in our everyday life, so many news in our television, right? Or maybe in social media, for example, like in Instagram, Facebook, and so on and so on. So many informations. So the first is critical thinking skill that we try to implement. The first is observations. What kind of observation? Observation is the ability to notice about those kinds of news of in whatever media, in social media, in television, and so on. The first observation. Okay, let me see, let me observe first. That's the first step. The second step is analysis. Analyze. We try to analyze, yeah, then the same news, but with in different channel of television, it will give like so many interpretation, different interpretation, right? The same news. But when we try the same problems, the same issue, the same news, but from different media, it will give a different interpretation, right? Like so many channel of television, so many television channel we have. I don't mention one of them, but channel A, B, C, and so on and so on. They give the same informations, but with different interpretation. So the second step is analyze. Just analyze so many news, so many source. Okay, the first media say like that, the second media say like that, the third media say like that, with the same issue, with the same problems. We try to analyze. Why so different? It's such like interesting. The second is the third is inference. We try to drawing conclusions. It's just like a put the puzzle. Okay, from this media we got information about this one. The other media we got the other information. Just feel like we put so many puzzles, yeah, to inference. The third step, drawing conclusions based on the relevant data, the possible from the data that is we possible to access or to gather informations about this. The fourth is communication, sharing with other friends, sharing with other colleagues. Do you know about those kind of informations? Do you know about the issue about the accident issue with the couples? Did you hear about the information of the accident in Nagreg, for example? The couples they got accidents in Nagreg. Did you hear about it? For example, that communicate with your friends, communicate with your colleagues. And the last step is problem solving. You will find out about the solutions about the problems. So those kinds of critical thinking skills that relevant in our daily life, Ms. Afia. It means that critical thinking is not only like critical thinking, the processing, but the skills in here, the skill is relevant. We put in our every aspect in our life, in our every daily life, as a wife, as a husband, as a teacher, as a student, as professional workers, and so on and so on. So it's very, very relevant. It's very, very relevant with our daily life. Something like that, Ms. Afia. So many steps. Please observe, then analyze, then after that we try until in the end, at the last step is problem solving. Try to communicate, share with your colleagues, share with your family members, for example, like that. Then you will get many informations. So from those kinds of information, then in the end, problem solving, you will get the exactly problems about these kinds of issue is something like this, like this. So we just like actually we are like detective, yeah. We like detective. We put many informations. Then after that, we try to filter, we try to analyze that until in the end, we will find the answer, problem solving in the end. Hopefully it will answer Ms. Afia about the questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great explanation.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Miss Afia, for the question. Have you
Okay, the next, I think there are a lot of questions, right? Because this is the such amazing material. Now I will call I ask Agustian raise the hand. Who raise the hand? Hello, Miss Agustiani. Hello.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Agustian, an English teacher at SMK Tekom Jakarta. You can call me Ma'am Yeni, it's okay, or Yeni Lose, because I also teach Mandarin and other foreign languages. I speak and write 6 foreign languages. And I also handling English for teacher at Persatuan Guru Republik Indonesia and also the Ikatan Guru Indonesia, as well as Guru Ahli at Guru Ahli, of course. So that's very nice to know Ibu Zarina Akbar. How are you, Mrs. Akbar?
Hello, great. Thank you very much, Miss Agustiani. Really nice to see you.
Yeah, so you are really, really super when you rename your name as a super. You are really, really super. I like it. So the way you present your presentations, that's really, really awesome. And when you explain about the critical thinking, whereas unfamiliar with some part of the teachers in Indonesia, maybe if in big cities, that's okay. We understand very much about the critical thinking. What bear in mind, critical means that the criticism. So this is very big difference between critical and criticism. And you already explained it very well, that critical means to analyze. Yeah, I just want to share my experience being a teacher. And also when I make the comparison with the overseas educational, because I was graduated from Boston University, USA. Yes, we were guided to do the critical thinking. It means to analyze for everything, for whatever we see, whatever we learned. That is why the smart one, it means who can analyze, who can adapt. Now, in this era, whereas we learn through the virtual, this is what exactly Mr. Bako does, doing the virtual learning community. This is very good. That we are driven by our government to do so. Yes, we must do the critical thinking also. So when we choose something about the educational system, we must do the critical thinking too. You make comparisons between what VLC does and what others do. Oh, VLC always taking the very qualified people like you, Ibu Zarina, because you are the professor at one of the famous university. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I really, really appreciate you. This is very good. So all teachers must join this event, this program, because we'll lead you how to be a good teacher and how to talk the foreign language fluently, as well as the students, whereas the students become the host or panel host in this program. And for you, Mrs. Akbar, I don't give any questions. I just appreciate for your effort to this program. And I hope you can join VLC Indonesia again with another material, with a very interesting material, of course, to lead the teachers in Indonesia to be qualified as well as you, Mrs. Akbar. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Agustiani. It's really an honor for me. Yeah, maybe I strongly agree what the opinion from Miss Agustiani. That's so true, Miss Agustiani, that critical thinking is one of the most important things, yeah, that we implement in our students and also in our daily life.
Yes.
Also, I want to emphasize also relate to the 21st century ability learning. Critical thinking is like there are we call it like 4C, 4C, 4C in 21st century learning, 21st century learning skill that is very important things nowadays relate to the 4.0 or maybe the preparation or society 5.0 and so on and so on.
Yes.
There are 4C, the important things of 4C. The first C we call is communications. Communications, critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. So as we know that critical thinking is the one of the most important things, one of the important things in learning skills nowadays, relate to the nowadays conditions. So our students supposed to implement the critical thinking,
Yes.
but also the other aspect relate to the communications, creativity, and the last about the collaboration. So it's not only about the individual terms or individual project, but how to develop the collaborations between students and students in other students, or between students from one school with the students from the other school.
Yes.
So, or maybe collaboration between students in Indonesia and also students from abroad. So I think Mr. Bahko as a founder of VLC already give a great ideas to promote or to find as a founders of VLC with the spirit of collaboration, yeah, Mr. Bako.
Yes.
To spirit of collaboration between Indonesians, peoples in Indonesia, and also peoples from abroad. I think that's a really great ideas, and it's really necessary as the most important thing skills nowadays. Thank you very much, Ms. Agustian.
Yes, and one more thing, more thing. Like the teachers must do getting started, or like the sharing expectations, worries, and the questions, and also setting out the ground rules and warmers, energizers for all teachers when they are in class or in other organizations or in terms of education. And then the last one, they must do the reflections diaries, because by doing it, they will check what they had done, and then they can follow. They can do what is the next step when they do the reflections. And this reflection also should be guided or trained to the students so that they can reflect themselves what they had learned and the next step also. So thank you, Ibu Akbar.
Thank you. Thank you very
really,
much.
really super.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Agustiani. Really appreciate, and I'm really proud of you. Yeah, I wish
you.
I can meet you in the real life. Thank you. Okay,
why not?
next. Okay, the next, I think there is still question. Is it okay, Coach Zarina?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, we can see on the chat room. Yeah, this is Rina, teacher in SMKN Sawo Ponorogo, East Java, Indonesia. Let me say before, this is about like and dislike are interesting before. In learning English, then a brief to expose the student ability, psychological field to looking for the point of information, and generally is how to make English as a communication in our environment. Teacher or student using English like a habit to communicate everything. Take one day to use this theory. Hey, hey, hey. We wish this time will come true in the real life. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for the question from Miss Rina. Hello? Miss Rina? Still online? Thank you very much for the questions. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can show my
okay.
video.
Hello, Miss Rina.
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Want to share something about the questions in the chat room?
No.
Okay. Okay. So about I think this is like kind of sharing really about as a teacher, as an English teacher. So yeah, that's so true. When we talk about, when we discuss about English is one of the very challenging lesson, right, in the class, because the way we teaching is not only try to transfer our knowledge about the English material, but the way we try to communicate. Yeah, because English is like similar to the Indonesian language, that it's commonly for us to speak, to communicate in every day, right? But for English, so many psychological barriers. Yes, that's right, Ms. Rina. For example, like one or few students, when they speak not America or not Australia, for example, like that. Come on, you have to speak Indonesian, and so many psychological barriers, or maybe when he or she with the wrong or with the false pronunciation in English, so the other friends will laugh, oh, and give the negative impact, or give the negative influence for him or for her. So yeah, it's very super challenging as English teacher. Yeah, and but as an English teacher, I think Bapak Ibu, all of you in here, as a teacher, as a great teacher, will implement so many ideas. How to make it English is easier, how to make it English is more fun, how to make it English is commonly for our students. And I think one of the ideas with the VLC program is try to facilitate to speak English, to implement English, to communicate English. So we will find out that it's commonly for us to speak English. So it's not like something like it's a horrible or it's a horror. It's horror things to speak English, but it's commonly we get used to speak English. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's very challenging, but I do believe all of you in here is
all of you are great teachers. So you will find to figure out how the way to make it more fun. So your students will very enjoy. I think something else like our not moderator like so many students, so many.
Yeah.
What's the name? Yeah, like Mauza.
Mauza.
Mauza. Are you students in SMK 1 Ponorogo?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So yeah, when I heard you say that as a moderator to opening this event, I think wow, that's great. You have so bravely, you will so confident to speak out. Like Fanny, I think you are a student also, right? Fanny?
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Fanny also students. So both of you are students, but you look so very confident. You have a great confidence to speak English, and it's not a horrible or it's not horror, right? It's same like Indonesia also. Like from my experience, when I lived in abroad for some years, I learned that actually that's fine. We speak their language and we find or get some force or like for grammar. Like I learned also about Deutsch in Germany. It's not so easy. Like what is Deutsch? How to speak Deutsch of Deutsch is not so easy. But then I learned from my experience when I lived in a country for several years. That's fine. If I say something wrong, the people in there they not laugh for me. How they're talking about it. Oh, they appreciate for. So I think maybe we try to implement like the new climate, the new habit as a habit with the positive energy. That's fine. We learn English. English is commonly for us, and we are not afraid to speak English. And Moza, Ananda, and Penny, I think all of you guys are the great example for the other students to speak English without any barriers. Again, yeah, Mr. Bako. I think that's one of the goals also from VLC, and VLC will support it very very great things. So I think yeah, Miss Rina, hopefully I think it's like sharing, yeah, that kind of questions, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Miss
Okay. Yeah,
Zarina.
Miss Rina, thank you very much.
Let me proud of my son. Actually, the house, Mauiza is my son. And
Really? So you are the mom
for
of
your
Mauza.
compliment to my
Okay. Wow. Mauza
habit
is a
to
great student.
using English in our
Yeah.
house. Yeah, in
Great.
every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Well, in telephone and also when we sharing
Wow,
something.
that's great. That's great.
Thank
That's
you.
great. So you implement English not only in school setting but also in home, right? In your house. So that's great.
Yeah, my child
Yeah.
all in my
Yeah.
family.
Okay. Wow. Great. It's a great example. So
Thank you.
it's a great example that English is not a barrier again. It's commonly, right? It's commonly. And you did it very well. Mauza is a very great student, I think, and very great child.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You did great things, Mom Rina. Thank you very much.
I will try to speak English with my daughter.
Yeah,
Okay, the
yeah.
next, I think we still have question. It's really need to answer, Coach Zarina. This is from Mrs. Frila. The very insightful presentation, Coach Zarina. You say previously that critical thinking is not only in science, but most of dealing with critical thinking is in science due to systematic way in solving the case, especially in math, for your example. What's your opinion? Can you share your experience, knowledge, and on measure student critical thinking skill, especially in ELT class? Thanks.
Okay, wow, that's a great questions from Miss Prila, yeah? Hello, Miss Prila.
Hello, Zarina. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you for. That's a great. It's so difficult question, loh, Bu. It's a difficult question. But I'm trying to answer.
I just want to know your maybe your knowledge or experience, especially in measuring, because it's you know, this is a topic which are very well known today, especially dealing with critical thinking.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Miss Prila. Okay, I'm trying to answer, yeah. And I'm sharing from my experience, yeah, Miss Rina, yeah. So maybe we can share after this. Okay, it's related to the science. As far as I know about the recently research about the implementation of critical thinking, especially in science, that I discussed with my colleagues in my college in Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Then my colleagues discuss and share about with me about the result of their research, and they found out that the implementations of the critical thinking in science is very challenging again, because it's typically for the implementations in science, it's commonly or typically teachers transfers only like the patterns or in bahasa like rumus, the patterns only to their students. So they know exactly about the patterns, for example, like in algebra, for example, in many materials topic. But the way when the teacher change the questions into the implementations or into the case study, for example, the implementations of the science, it's not so easy for the students to implement the patterns, the formula of the mathematics to answer the questions. For example, like this, it's easy for students to remember about the formula of the algebra or the formula of the triangle formula, for example, like in bahasa segitiga, rumus dari luas segitiga misalnya, for example, like that, the formula of the triangle, for example. But when the teacher give like case, like the case study related to the daily life, the students get more confused to answer. So when we remember about the Bloom taxonomy, so we can see from the Bloom taxonomy. So the first step is remember, right? The first step is remember. Then the second step is not only again about the remembering, but also in here from the Bloom taxonomy is try to understand and apply it. So it's become Miss Prila, I think the quite challenging for the science teachers is how to implement the formula. So the first we transfer the knowledge about the formula of the science. Yeah, you can name it like in math, in physics, in chemistry, and so on and so on. Transfer the knowledge about the formula. The student will remember the first step, but also then after that, we are not trying to our students, we help the student to understand what the meaning behind the formula with so many cases, for example, to understand about it, to understand, then after that to try apply and analyze it. So you can try also, the teacher can also give like some many case study For example, like how to develop a bridge, for example, how to develop a bridge from the second, we have two village, and how to develop a bridging between these two village, for example. How many woods that we needed necessarily, for example. So from many case study, we can ask the student to answer, and how the way they answer the questions with formula of science they already taken or they already given from their teacher, something like that. So I think the sorry, the critical thinking in science is not only about how the way or how far sorry. So I think the critical thinking in science is not only how far our students can remember the formula, right? But how they can understand, they can apply it, they can apply it, and they can analyze with those kinds of formula. And how to measure. The second question is how about the measure, yeah, Ms. Prila, yeah? That's very important things. How to measure the critical thinkings. We can measure the critical thinkings like we have the material, for example, like rubrics or the portfolio to measure their performance. So the measure is not about only right and wrong. Okay, you are wrong, you get 0 score. Right, you get 10 point, for example. Not like that. But the measure in a critical thinking, we use like a rubrics, like a portfolio assessment, something like that. So we can put, okay, so when they give what kind of the argumentations, when they can put the argumentation in introduction, for example, or argumentation in their product, for example, like we ask our students to give or to arrange some products, for example, implement of the science. So we can see from this kind of product what kind of argumentation, why they build a product, of the argumentations, how strong it is. So you can put like, okay, so put like only argumentation, you can give 10 points. If they have like so strong argumentation, you can put like 5 points and so on. So from the rubrics or from the portfolio assessment, we can try to use it to measure the critical thinking process in our students. Maybe like that, Miss Prila, hopefully it will answer. So maybe we can share what kind of implementation of critical thinking in science that usually you implement in your class and how to measure. Maybe Miss Prila, please.
Actually, I'm not a science teacher. I'm an English teacher.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, I read some journal. Yeah. Most of critical thinking dealing with science.
Yeah.
Most of them. The way to be critical, they describe it into how they solve the problem, especially by using for the first time this formula. But they try to find a different way without this formula, and finally they can have the same answer like the formula suggested. Yeah. I just want to know, like you say before that we have a rubric, rubric in scoring, in measuring critical thinking. Maybe you can share some references, maybe which can I use for, because I'm interested in conducting a research dealing with critical thinking, especially in ELP classroom, and I take academic writing class for my research. Maybe you can share a website or some books or some reference in order to guide me how to construct a rubric for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for the questions. I think the easier way to adopt or maybe to see the implementation of the rubric assessment in here. For example, like in English lesson, for example, you can try to figure out, Miss Prila, in some journals. You can try to googling, yeah, from some journals like the rubric assessment. You can find like some journals like from Erlangga University in Surabaya, and also you find also like some like from many university in Indonesia. Just try to googling also like a rubric assessment journal, then you will figure out so many reference. In those kinds of journal, you can see also like the implementation of the rubric, what kind of rubric already they put as researchers. They put the explanation in the journals. Maybe you can read, and also you can analyze it, the rubric, so maybe you can adopt it in the end.
Okay, thank you, Zarina,
Yes.
for the fruitful information for me.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck for your study, Miss Prila.
Thank you so much. Actually, Miss Prila is my lecturer when I was in the university.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate Miss Prila you coming here. Okay.
Yuli, Yuli. She's my best student at that time.
Okay,
She was
yeah,
my
yeah,
best
yeah.
student.
Can tell about that. Yeah. Miss Yuli is very great student. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ibu Prila. It's nice to see you.
Actually, there are a lot of questions, but sorry, I'm really sorry because we are limited the time.
Yeah.
So that's all. And we also want to hear the experience and knowledge from you, Akbar. Maybe if a participant wanna ask more about this topic, you can ask Coach Zarina directly on email or Instagram. Maybe Coach Zarina have Instagram.
Yeah, you can find my Instagram in Zarina Akbar.
Okay.
Or in my Facebook with the name Zarina Akbar also. So yeah, maybe we can discuss it further, or maybe hello.
Yes.
Maybe
Okay.
we can collaboration, yeah, Miss Yulia.
Okay.
Collaboration further.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And before closing the meeting, let's hear from participants about their impression after joining in International English Training Class Batch 3 by VLC Indonesia in the 6th meeting. Maybe I will call Musdalifah from Poliwali. There is Musdalifah from Poliwali. Hello. 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 Okay, maybe there are. Hello from Poliwali. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe she has trouble in the internet connection. Maybe can call Vila from West Papua, Indonesia. Miss Vila from West Papua, Indonesia. Hello.
Hi, hello. I'm
Hello.
so sorry. I cannot open my camera.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Yeah. Can you give impression from joining this program?
Actually, I'm so.
Maybe. Sorry. You can introduce yourself first.
Okay. My name is Vilayanti Saleh. I am from Papua. Exactly in SMA Negeri Kamundan. Maybe in there, nobody ever hear about SMA Negeri Kamundan, but I'm really excited to join this program. Especially for Mr. Bako, is a founder of VLC. Thank you very much, because I'm so excited. I got like new experience, new education. So especially in today about critical thinking, it's a very open-minded, especially for me. Thank you for Mr. Zarina Akbar.
Okay, thank you. Give applause. And the
Thank you
next.
very much, Vila.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, ma'am.
Penny.
Okay, let's invite one more participants to give impression. Okay, I will choose Hanrobi. Hello. Hello, Hanrobi. Do you still with us? Okay, let's choose another participant. Okay, let's choose Zahra Mohammadi from Iran. Hello, Zahra Mohammadi. Can you reach right now?
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Zahra Mohammadi. How's your day going?
It was wonderful. I really enjoyed her presentation so much. Yeah.
What time is it in Iran right now?
What? Sorry?
What time is it in Iran right now?
It's 11 a.m.
Oh, okay, so time to lunch. Okay, before it,
Yeah.
can you introduce yourself first?
Sorry?
You introduce yourself first.
My name is Zahra Mohammadi. I'm from Iran and I'm an English teacher. Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Zahra Mohammadi. How do you feel for joining this topic by Coach Zarina Akbar?
It was really informative and it can help me a lot in my teaching processes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Zahra Mohammadi, for giving us the impression.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Yuli, you can move to the next session.
Okay, we all can see how amazing Coach Zarina Akbar is, right? Can you give us 2 words for Coach Zarina Akbar? Let's hear from Mr. Miss, maybe I will call Herni. Yeah, Miss call Herni.
Yes, Miss Julia.
Please give 2 words to Coach Zarina Akbar.
Yeah, she is very, very super. Super. Wow.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the next I will invite one more participants, maybe from Mrs. Handa Heni. Hello, Mrs. Handa Heni.
Yeah, hello. Sorry, I didn't open my camera.
Nice, okay. Mrs. Handa, can you give one word for VLC Indonesia?
It's really fabulous program I've ever joined.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Handa, for amazing informative for us. So, Mrs. Julie, what should we do the next?
Okay, great.
Excuse
Amazing.
me, host. Excuse me, host.
Yes.
Why don't you ask one teacher, but male, not only females, because most of them that you ask for to give the impression only females. Now, why can't we hear from the male?
Okay,
Like Raiders, like Mr. Aziz, and etc. etc.
Okay, thank you. I know Mr. Abdul Aziz because he joining VLC Indonesia every meeting. Abdul Aziz, Mr. Abdul Aziz.
Yeah.
Maybe I will call Mr. Abdul Aziz. Hello. Hello. Okay, the next maybe Afif and Setiawan. Afif and Setiawan. Hello. Hello. Nothing. Okay, Ryder. Okay, I think this is the on cam. Mr. Riders from West Jakarta. Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Can
Yeah.
you give before you give impression, you can introduce yourself first.
My name Raiders Marpaung from P6 Penabur Junior High School
Okay.
at North Jakarta.
Okay, can you give impression about joining this program, especially VLC Indonesia?
VLC Indonesia is a great program.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ryder.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Mom Agustiani, for reminding us. Yeah.
Welcome, host. You are a great host.
Okay, thank you. Great and amazing and really adorable. And for Coach Zarina Akbar, what do you think about VLC Indonesia after becoming speaker here? Yeah.
It's a really, it's a great opportunity for me. It's really great and honor. Thank you very much, Mr. Bako, for the invitations, for the opportunity, for sharing, discussing with great teachers and with great students today. Thank you very much. And I do hope that PLC always give or prepare, provide the great events, something like this. Thank you very much. Stay healthy and happy for everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Coach Zarina Akbar. And the next, I would like to invite our actor today, yeah, Mr. Becker, the founder of VLC Indonesia, giving closing statement.
Wow, thank you so much for the great house actually. But today I'm not actor, the main one. The actor is super Zarina.
Really?
So, okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day for all. So, the first one I would like to say thanks a lot for my best Yuli Lapansari from SMKN 1 Ponorogo, and also the beloved students, the one and Faye Ananda, final host. You are really amazing. You make me really interesting in your presentation. Great international today, and also I will smart for moderator, amazing one to Mauza and one Ponorogo. Wow, so actually just informations for my best coach for Zarina Akbar. Before I would like to, the first one I would like to say comes for you. I'm really over the moon, extremely happy. You are really, you know, brainy to explain more and more in detail or giving information about critical thinking, not only talking about in English, but all the subject. This is not talking about yes or not, actually, but how to give a great or a lot of reasons just to explain more and more about all the questions when someone asks you about this one. So today you are really amazing. My best coach, Super Zarina Akbar. Sometimes I call her actually Kakak Doctor. Yeah, this is the best one for Mr. Bako. This is a special one. Hello, Kakak Doctor. Yeah, I really like to call you Kakak Doctor. But you have to promise to Mr. Bako, this is not the last time for you to join here. But for the next meeting, we can create again really more powerful talking about psychology. Yes.
Yes, for sure, Mr. Bako, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that all the teachers, students, all the people are is really need talking about psychology. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but you are really super smart, creative, talking about languages. Well, it's really make me shocked. How come? So it's really in detail. So the last one, Super Sari Akbar, comes for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
Mr.
Thank you
Bako,
very
as a
much.
founder of VLC Indonesia, as a talk about the model one teacher, one book, and one thing can change the world. I believe that if all the students, if all the teachers, if all people has a lot of teachers, a lot of references, a lot of knowledge, I think that's easy to test the futures. That's right, Super Zarina Akbar?
Yeah, strongly agree, Mr. Bako. Yeah.
It means VLC Indonesia collaborate in national, not collaborate in Indonesia, but how to collaborate in international items actually.
Yeah.
So today, I mean to us to find another school in Indonesia, not only in Java, in Jakarta, but also like in Makassar, in Ponorogo. I mean to give
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Say hello to your student university, Jakarta State University.
Okay.
I believe that you are a really amazing lecturer in UNJ.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for all. I have to back to Yuli Lapansari and Penny Ananda. Time is yours.
Okay, finally, I want to say thanks a lot for the brilliant Coach Zarina Akbar, who has shared amazing topic. You really inspire us to learn more about critical thinking in English language teaching. Hopefully, your togetherness in VLC Indonesia during December can provide benefits and knowledge to be applied in real life. But before we close, I need all participants to open your camera. Yeah, we can take a picture first. Yeah. Okay. Okay. For all participants, please open your camera. Okay. I will count. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay. Next. 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay. The next. Okay. Once more. 3. Go. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, what the next, Penny? Okay, and also, yeah.
Penny, sorry, still.
Okay. I want to say big thanks to all participants from Indonesia and abroad for your participation. First day of in the 6th day, I think, in the 6th VLC Indonesia program. Don't forget to stay tuned in VLC Indonesia for other topic and program.
I really had a goosebump that there are so many amazing people here. Thank you for Coach Super Zarina Akbar and Mr. Bako and Awesome Yuli and Mrs. Agustiani. Once again, I'm really, really happy that I can meet you today.
Okay. For me, I want to thank a bunch from my moderator, Mau Visa, and also my panel host, Fanny Ananda, our talented senior high student of SMKN 1 Ponorogo, for accompanying me during this event. We had a lot of fun. We hope this event inspire us, making us more credible, making us smarter, and to be a person to our environment. I'm Yuli Lapansari and my dear panel host.
And I am Fanny Ananda from Vocational High School 1 Ponorogo. Thank you so much for the participants and the speaker, Coach Zarina Akbar, for joining in International English Training Class, Batch 3 by VLC Indonesia.
And please don't forget to visit VLC Indonesia platform. You can check it Instagram at VLC_Indonesia and the YouTube channel on VLC Indonesia. And the special thanks to SMA BPA 2 Bandung, who conduct this program, and also SMKN 1 Ponorogo and supported team.
Okay, So everyone, see you tomorrow at the same time with amazing speaker. See you there and bye-bye.
Have a nice day and see you tomorrow.
See you.
Assalamualaikum
See you
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks Ibu Zarina. Thanks to Bakul. Thanks to the boy, amazing boy, Mauza, Penny, and also others.
Thanks a lot for all.
Amazing ya. Sukses. Itu hostnya kemana?